Long before the UFC existed, I was a boxing fan. Back then, mixed martial arts tournaments were only an idea in movies like Enter the Dragon. Kickboxing was a thing, though. That may be why I knew who Shawn Nome was. Shawn was a champion kickboxer and therefore something of a local celebrity. Shawn was about my age, and long before the internet, I followed his name in the newspaper. Being a celebrity, even a minor celebrity, means having a spotlight illuminate your behavior. And for Shawn, this turned out to be a problem. Shawn was wild. Early on, there was a breaking and entering charge. Then later, there were street fights. Finally, there was a brawl that spilled out into the parking lot of a bar. It ended with Shawn relieving himself of some recycled beer on a woman he had knocked to the pavement. Once a local hero, the kickboxing champion was now a social outcast. 20 years later, I scratched my head in the grocery store parking lot. My truck won't start, and the battery needs a jump. A car pulls up. A man exits the car and says, "Let me help." He grabs a set of jumper cables, and before I know it, my vehicle roars to life. "Thank you." The man extends his hand. "Shawn Nome." I shake his hand. He nods and walks into the grocery store. The whole episode lasted 2 minutes. I couldn't help but notice that, seconds after Shawn's car arrived, another car pulled up. Inside the car was a young woman. She was watching, and the look on her face said, "Trouble." She got out of her car and followed Shawn into the store. The aura of a predator surrounded her. She was up to no good. Shawn had spent almost 20 years rebuilding his reputation, yet demons from his past still followed him. After Shawn's fall from grace, he did everything possible to change the direction of his life. He stopped drinking and chose new friends. The social outcast became a good Samaritan, helping others whenever he could, eventually becoming an undeniable asset to his community. He opened a faith-based gym and invested his time in a local youth program. He began living day to day with the intention of restoring his reputation, telling people with his behavior that he was a different man. It's hard to shake a bad reputation, but Shawn succeeded. 40 years after becoming a world champion, the mayor proclaimed January 17th as Shawn Nome Day to recognize and celebrate his contributions to the community outside the ring. Shawn's life was successful, but not because he was an excellent kickboxer. His determination to turn his life around and become an asset to those around him set him apart. Your reputation is one of your most valuable assets. Once a reputation is tarnished, it's hard to restore. There's this old story about a rabbi who once had his reputation severely damaged. The person responsible for spreading the rumors admitted his guilt to the rabbi and said he wanted to restore the rabbi's good name. The rabbi instructed him to fetch a pillow filled with feathers. The person returned with a pillow, and the rabbi told him to tear it open in the wind. He did as instructed, and the feathers flew out, scattering in all directions. Confused, he asked the rabbi why he had him do that. The rabbi explained that the damage to his reputation had spread just as far as the wind blew away the feathers. He said, "Try to gather all the feathers, and you will see how difficult it is to undo the harm you have caused to my reputation." Sun-Tzu wrote in The Art of War, "Anger can change back into happiness. Rage can change back into joy. A nation once destroyed cannot be brought back to life. Dead men do not return to the living. Emotions change like the weather. Today's rival can become tomorrow's ally. When actions are destructive, you cannot take them back. When you lose credibility, you can lose it forever." Sun-Tzu taught that your reputation is part of your strategic position. He refers to the earth or the ground in the art of war. This is the arena or battleground in which you choose to compete. Your resources, including your reputation, are stored on this battleground. Your reputation is something you must actively defend and protect. The key to safeguarding it is responding quickly and decisively when attacked. You cannot allow anyone to harm your reputation. If you wait or choose not to act, the situation may escalate beyond your control. It's important to shape your reputation and not let others dictate how you are perceived. To act like a warrior, surpass others by getting the jump on them. Make others want to join you rather than oppose you. Avoid attacking others who want to be warriors as well. Never attack others who have earned a platform of respect. Sun Tzu taught that the most powerful strategies are those that rally the support of others. He emphasized that opportunities will come from other people, and the quickest and easiest path to getting what you want is to build and nurture a dynamic network of personal connections. When your reputation is tarnished, that becomes hard, if not impossible. To turn things around, stop dwelling on your past mistakes. How you got here is less important than where you are right now. Your current status may be shaped by history, but remember, history isn't your destiny. You are where you are. The only things that matter now are where you are going and how you will get there. The strategic mindset is about securing and advancing your current position. As a warrior, learn to use competition to your advantage. You must know how to win the respect of rivals. You do this by advancing your position one small step at a time. You can gain respect from those who are respected. You can do it by impressing them in small ways. You can overcome any obstacles in your way. You must quickly focus your efforts. Give people a reason to admire you. Become a paragon of virtue, proving with your behavior that you are a different man. You gain respect little by little, in small steps. Small, consistent actions make a lasting impression and prove you have really changed. Don't grandstand your good deeds and say, "Look at what I did. Look what a good person I am." Instead, stay humble. Don't draw attention to yourself. A reputation is partially defined by who you associate with. Make connections with those who are well respected. For example, it's hard to shake a reputation for dishonesty, but if you are connected to someone respected for being honest, it can soften your reputation. Sun-Tzu says, "It doesn't take intelligence to win a reputation. It doesn't take courage to achieve success. The most lasting progress requires picking the right opportunities." If you are trying to turn around a bad reputation, always look for opportunities to help others. And remember, learn to practice patience. This is a slow process that takes time, a lot of time. It isn't a quick fix. The worst thing you can do is ignore the situation. Bad reputations do not just evaporate for no reason. Everyone loves to hear juicy gossip. People will spread rumors, and your offensive behavior will be exaggerated with every retelling of your story. A sobering truth about our world is that plenty of people will enjoy ruining your life by spreading malicious rumors. And it doesn't matter whether a rumor is true or a lie. People will broadcast it to the world like it's the gospel truth. Depending on your reputation, you must accept these brutal realities of your position. You have to take responsibility for your behavior that ruined your reputation. You can't escape the consequences of a bad reputation. It will follow you, even if it's untrue or exaggerated. You can't protect a reputation that is already lost. Accept the reality that you will have to live with the aftermath. Take responsibility for your past, and don't fear the consequences. Realize that some people will never forget or forgive what they believe you did, and that others will forgive but never forget. What do you do when your reputation has taken such a nosedive that it feels like the whole world has turned against you? I've faced my fair share of public scandals and humiliation, and it felt like plunging into a dark abyss. The weight of being an outcast, shunned and hated, was overwhelming, dragging me down where hope seemed distant and the world felt unforgiving. It became painfully clear. No one was willing to lend a hand, and I felt powerless to rescue myself. Yet, buried within the chaos, I stumbled upon a bitter reality. My behavior got me here. My reckless decisions had propelled me onto this destructive road, and it was time to take responsibility for my actions. When I finally confronted the reality of my situation, it marked the turning point I desperately needed. If you're struggling with the weight of a bad reputation, it's time for a change. In The Art of War, Sun Tzu says, "The general who advances without coveting fame and retreats without fearing disgrace, whose only thought is to protect his country and do good service for his sovereign, is the jewel of the kingdom." To truly heal, you must retreat from the places and people that have trapped you in negativity. Imagine stepping away from those familiar surroundings, where old wounds are constantly reopened. This means making the tough decision to block out those voices that have brought you down and to create distance from anyone who reminds you of your struggles. For some, that might mean making new friends and starting a new social circle. You may want to find a new job if your workplace is toxic. For others, the best solution is moving to a different city or state to get a fresh start. It's okay to move if you reflect on your past behavior and hold yourself accountable. Make sure to challenge the mindsets and behaviors that caused you to get in trouble in the first place. This will help you avoid repeating the same mistakes in a new location. To truly find peace, you must leave behind the shadows of the past. Distancing yourself from what has hurt you can help you begin to thrive. When faced with injustice, it can be tempting to seek revenge, but resist that urge. Instead, embrace the idea that every choice we make comes with its own set of consequences. Trust the process. Those who have wronged you will ultimately face their own reckoning. Remember, what goes around comes around. Stay strong and let life balance the scales. If you've experienced public embarrassment or harm, consider it a wake-up call, not just for you, but also for those around you. The past is part of who we are today. The past paves the way for our future. As we step out into the future, we remember our past and make sure that this time around, we do things the right way. Life is our resume. It is our story to tell, and the choices we make write the chapters. Can we live in a way where we look forward to looking back?